Does a buyer owe the additional earnest money deposit after the contract is already terminated? I'm going to answer that question by going over an example. Now, an offer to purchase is made on standard form 2T. An additional earnest money deposit is scheduled to be made at 5 p.m. on the day following the end of the due diligence period. The buyer terminates the contract on the day following the end of the due diligence period, but before the 5 p.m. deadline. So the question is the buyer obligated to pay the additional earnest money deposit? And the answer to that question is yes. Per the standard Form 2T, the buyer must terminate the contract before the end of the due diligence period, or they will be obligated to pay the additional earnest money deposit. In this example, the buyer terminated the contract after the end of the due diligence period, so they were obligated to pay. You just keep in mind that you always have to terminate the offer before the end of the due diligence period, or you're going to have that obligation. The only way that standard form 2T allows the refund of the earnest money deposit after the due diligence period is if the property is not in the substantially the same or better condition at closing time, or if there's a breach of contract by the seller. Now, keep in mind that the terms for the standard offer 2T that is commonly used, they change over time. So the answer to the scenario that I went over could change in the future if the contract terms are updated. So always check with a licensed real estate agent for current guidance. Thanks.